The Europeans killing it as well. Victor Hovland. We know about Rory. How do you like Europe's chances of winning on American soil?
Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. New York sports fans are notorious for being really passionate, and it's always hard to win away. I've never been a part of an away Ryder Cup, so that's my number one goal this year.
They've worked with guys like Phil Mickelson and JJ Watt as well. Is it exciting to kind of be on that team?
I remember the old Phil commercials from Mizzen back in that was a little while ago now, and yeah, it's awesome to kind of carry on that brand.
Of this divide in the golf world, we see the best players in the world at the majors.
The live guys as much. I think the coverage of them is a little more exciting because you don't really know how they're playing. You can definitely look it up and see how they've been playing on live, but most people don't.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Sepp Straka, one of the best golfers in the world, and certainly one of the greatest golfers Austria has ever produced. Sepp, very nice to see you. First of all, just to start at the beginning, how did you fall in love with this sport?
Yeah, it was my parents. Growing up in Austria, we lived at golf course Fontana, just south of Vienna, and my mom owned the pro shop there, and yeah, my dad loved golf, loved playing it, so they kind of got us into it early. Me and my brother kind of went through it together, and we always kind of liked it. Never really did it very seriously. We grew up playing soccer, but yeah, then did a couple of summer golf camps and really kind of got the bug, and yeah, from there on, started playing some golf.
Most fans will just see you on TV and maybe some interviews, and that's what they'll see, but maybe they don't see all the sacrifices that it takes to get to this level. What's been the biggest challenges for you to reach the top?
Yeah, a lot of sacrifices. I would say a lot more sacrifices from other people other than me. Starts with the parents. My parents did, we actually just last week did our first non-golf trip as a family. It feels like every time we went on a trip, golf clubs always came. Most of the time it was just a golf tournament for my brother and I. And yeah, it was a lot of sacrifices by them, and then that didn't stop there. From my first golf coach who put a lot of time into me, Claude Grenier at Fontana, and then all the way through to my coaches now. They put a lot of work into it, a lot of effort, and they make sure that I have the best information possible. And yeah, I mean, there's countless people behind the scenes that kind of allow me to play my best golf, and yeah, I could not be more thankful for their sacrifice.
You hadn't had a win on the PGA Tour for a while, then you went into a showdown on the American Express. What goes through your mind? How much do you feel the pressure?
Yeah, there's always a lot of pressure. The more you can put yourself in those situations, I think the better you are at coping with it. But the feelings are always the same. You always feel pretty terrible when you're trying to win a golf tournament, and yeah, it's hard to kind of keep your mind focused on the task at hand, which is just to hit golf shots, just to play your best golf. And yeah, the pressure that comes with it obviously is pretty big, not just because of what you put into it. You want it so bad because you work very hard, but there's a lot of people that put just as much work into your golf game, and sacrifices, and family. My wife, wasn't able to be there for that one, unfortunately. She was at home taking care of our kid, and yeah, you want to do it for all those people.
With your current form, you're looking good to be back on the Ryder Cup team. What an incredible tournament. The Europeans killing it as well. Victor Hovland. We know about Rory. How do you like Europe's chances of winning on American soil?
Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. New York sports fans are notorious for being really passionate, and it's always hard to win away. I've never been a part of an away Ryder Cup, so that's my number one goal this year, is to try to make that team. And I think we've got a lot of really good players playing some good golf right now, and hopefully that form can carry on into September.
What's your biggest goal in this sport?
That's a good question. I'm not a huge goal setter. I just kind of like to stick to the process. Really would like to find out how good I can be, how how long I can keep this going. This year, my number one goal is to make that Ryder Cup team for sure. And I'd say winning an away Ryder Cup is right up there with my number one goal in my career.
And in terms of the majors, which is your favorite and why?
The Masters. Yeah, Masters is number one. My mom is from Georgia. I grew up, in Austria, but moved to South Georgia when I was 14. Went to the University of Georgia. There's just a lot of ties, and then just the history of that tournament being played at the same course every year. You just remember so many shots that you grew up watching. That's the one tournament I got to stay up past midnight watching when I was a kid in Austria, and yeah, that one's definitely my number one, and would be my number one major I'd like to win.
How was the experience for you, and how did you feel about Rory's win?
Yeah, it was incredible. This year, unfortunately, was my worst year playing. Missed the cut, and pretty upset with myself for that. But yeah, I ended up getting to witness history being made there on Sunday, and that was such a special day. I cannot imagine the pressure that he was under, the nerves that he had to have been feeling that day on Sunday. With he doesn't just get it at the Masters, he gets it every single week. When are you going to win the Masters? When are you going to complete the Grand Slam? Are you ever going to do it? So just really proud of him, and so happy for him to be able to pull out that win and complete the career Grand Slam.
You've seen that clip, I'm sure, of Bryson saying, Rory didn't speak to me. I'm sure he's just focused. I'm not that way. The media, of course, love it. They just jump on that kind of stuff. But I think that encapsulates two different mindsets, right? Everybody has an approach. Do you empathize with both approaches?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're trying to win a major championship. I don't think you're really chatting it up too much. Playing twosomes too, there's just not a whole lot of time to be chatting with your playing partners. And yeah, I think Rory wasn't there really to make friends. I think he was there to win a golf tournament, and that's what he did.
Rory said that one trait he would love is to have Scottie Scheffler's consistency. What's one trait that you would love to bring into your game right now?
Yeah, I mean, his consistency is pretty incredible. He does it week in, week out. Just the way he can hit his numbers with different flights on the golf ball is pretty impressive. We're all pretty good at controlling our distances, but he's hitting it with his number within 1-2 yards and altering his flight path on every shot almost. And I think that's something that I would love to be able to do, is to kind of shape the ball the way that Scottie does and still be able to hit my numbers as accurately. That's a skill that not many people have had in golf. And I think that's what makes Scottie so very special.
With kind of this divide in the golf world, we see the best players in the world at the majors. They only meet 4 times a year. Does it create more intrigue?
I don't really know. I'm not sure. I feel like probably for the majors, there's, especially in the beginning, there was a lot more of that. I think because you don't see the live guys as much. I think the coverage of them is a little more exciting because you don't really know how they're playing. You could definitely look it up and see how they've been playing on live, but most people don't just follow along as regularly as the PGA guys. And so I think maybe there's a little bit more of a excitement around seeing how they will perform in the majors. And there's definitely probably something in there. Yeah.
Mizzen & Main has partnered with several PGA Tour players, including yourself. What drew you to the brand, and how's it a good fit for you?
Yeah, it's the perfect fit for me, really. My big thing is being comfortable on the golf course. I really like to, I'm a bigger guy, and I really need some comfortable clothes, and their performance stuff is just incredible. The Versa polos are second to none. I wear the Hellsman pants and shorts, and they're just incredibly comfortable. And then if you want to take that from the golf course home, they've got a style to fit any situation. They're it's been great to kind of not have to worry about my closet at home at all. They take care of me, and no matter what, a nice dinner, you wear a dress shirt. I used to hate wearing dress shirts. I despise that they're not comfortable, but you wear a Main dress shirt and you will never wear a different dress shirt again. It really is something special.
They've worked with guys like Phil Mickelson and JJ Watt as well. Is it exciting to kind of be on that team?
Yeah, it's great. I remember the old Phil commercials from Mizzen back in that was a little while ago now, and yeah, it's awesome to kind of carry on that brand, and yeah, hopefully it'll have a similar effect on me as Phil. Hopefully I can get some of Phil's magic on the golf course.
Do you think Tiger Woods is Sunday Red is a bit of a rival? Is there anything to be picked up from them, do you think?
Yeah, I haven't tried any of the Sunday Red, honestly. Tiger's been one of my number one guy that I've looked up to over my junior golf career and into my professional career. Huge Tiger fan growing up, but I haven't really had the time to try out any of the Sunday Red stuff, and so I really don't know how to respond on that one.
Do you have any upcoming plans with the brand?
Hopefully just continue to rep all their new stuff. They're always bringing out new things. They've brought out a hoodie now that I'm pretty excited about. It's kind of a lightweight hoodie, and yeah, it's fun because they're always kind of innovating and bringing out new things, and yeah, hopefully I can just continue to try to represent them well and wear their great clothes.
So 11 cuts made out of 13 events, 9 top 10s and 1 win. How would you say your season's going so far?
Yeah, it's definitely the best start I've had to a season. I guess we're about halfway through now, and it's definitely been a great start. And yeah, kind of had a refresher last week. Had a week off, didn't touch the clubs, so really trying to gear up for the second half and try to stay fresh and hopefully make a push deep into the FedEx Cup, and ideally, hopefully make a push for that Ryder Cup team.
You changed your irons ahead of this year. Has that helped you in 2025?
Yeah, the 4 and the 5 iron, I put in a little bit more forgiving, this ZX5, I believe it is, and just a little bit more forgiving head in those longer irons. Really what I was looking for is a little more height on my apex, especially when you're playing firmer greens on the PGA Tour. It's nice to kind of bring the ball in a little bit softer when you're going for par 5s. On par 3s is usually when I use those 2 clubs. And yeah, and then I guess the rest of them are the new model of the ZX7s. They're the ZXi7, and they're incredible. I mean, the Friction irons have been elite for years now, and that's a huge reason why I joined them.
I've heard you say before you're 100% Austrian, 100% American. Playing for Austria in the Ryder Cup must have been so cool. But how do you deal with the banter and from your friends at University of Georgia when you're playing against the States?
I love it. It makes it even more fun, to try to beat some of your friends on the other side. And yeah, Rome was such a special week. I never would have dreamt of being a part of a Ryder Cup when I was a kid growing up, and yeah, to have some friends on the other side of the ocean was made it almost even more fun to get the win.
I feel like to do what you guys do and get to the highest level, you have to have unbelievable self-belief and usually hyper competitive. With your twin brother playing professional golf as well, how competitive did it get growing up?
Yeah, we were very competitive. He was always a little bit better in junior golf, and that kind of flipped during college, but yeah, we were, no matter what we shot, no matter where we were, for our first question, our parents was always, how'd Sam play? How'd Sepp play? So, yeah, that was awesome. Having him push me was a huge part of me getting better at golf. And, that was always my goal growing up, is try to at least be better than him. So, yeah, that was really big, and that competitiveness kind of is still with me today. So yeah, that was a big part of my success.
A lot of our readers are avid weekend golfers, as you can imagine. So for those who struggle off the tee, what's your go-to tip for driving the ball straighter and not just longer?
I'm actually a terrible teacher. I think focusing on straightness is key. Trying to hit it straight is big. You hear a lot about guys trying to chase distance now. And yeah, that's all fun and good, but generally, especially for a weekend golfer, just getting the ball into the fairway is huge. It's nice to be able to have a predictable lie and just you save so many shots if you get it in the fairway. So I would say probably just maybe swing a little bit smoother and get that ball in play before you start trying to chase some distance.
Is there a course management strategy that amateur golfers maybe overlook that tour players swear by?
There's one I think that a lot of amateurs overlook. They try to be like tour players and chip it around the greens. We practice our chipping a lot, and we still choose to putt it sometimes. But if I was an amateur and I never practiced my chipping is so incredibly hard. I would just pull the putter out from almost anywhere, unless you're just a really gifted chipper. You just can get the ball up and down so many more times just putting it, and your bad shot is going to be 20-15 feet versus having to chip it again. So that's my number one advice for amateurs.
We know how much golf lovers enjoy buying new gear, but is there one thing in your bag which you swear by?
Not a particular thing. I love seven woods. I think seven wood is a very versatile club that is making a resurgence now. Kind of has gotten overlooked for a while. 7-wood, 5-wood, anything in that range. Just easier to hit out of the rough. You can hit it high, hit it low. It's really nice to kind of have that versatility. And yeah, that's probably a club that I recommend a lot of people try to take a peek at.
Is there one gym or mobility exercise that has really helped you with your swing or just overall that you would definitely recommend?
I don't know about one, but yeah, gym routine is very important. I think, especially as we get older. I used to never step foot in a gym until about three or 4 years ago. And now I'd hardly ever play a round of golf without seeing the gym first. It's just important to know what your body needs. Everybody's different. And for me, the big thing is rotational, thoracic rotation, I think is what it's called. Just do exercise to loosen that up. And then a few activations just to get the body moving before I put a golf club in my hands.
What is one way that amateur golfers should prep differently for a tight, narrow course versus a long, wide open one that you think would be a good takeaway?
I would think instead of trying to just you can get a little bit claustrophobic on a tight golf course. Just trying to be too perfect, almost steer the ball. I would say the big thing is to just pick a small target, no matter how wide the fairway is. Pick a tree, pick a post or anything you can see that's as small as possible, and try to aim for that and try to hit that as accurately as you can, instead of just trying to steer it into the fairway. I think that would be the biggest thing. I feel like a lot of times when you end up in a kind of a if there's water right and trees left, you just try to hit the fairway instead of trying to make a free swing at a small target.
You were the first Austrian to get a PGA Tour card and the first to win as well. I mean, that must be unbelievable. What were the emotions for you there?
Yeah, it's pretty special. Growing up in Austria, I always looked up to Marcus Bria. He was a huge idol of mine, and just watching him play in tournaments, especially in the Austrian Open for years. And yeah, it's really special to kind of carry on that legacy. And there's a lot of good Austrian players that are great golfers. Ben Wiesberger won a lot on the DP Tour. He never played consistent on the PGA Tour, so I think that's probably the only reason he didn't win out on the PGA Tour. But yeah, just trying to carry on the legacy of the Austrian golfers is amazing, and hopefully that can continue.
The last one, fans don't often get to see it. So who is the biggest character, or who's got the best sense of humor on the tour?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'd say Grayson Sigg. He's one of the funniest guys for sure. Greatest character, Siwoo Kim comes to mind. He's electric to watch him play golf. He's hilarious. But yeah, there's a few guys that are out there that are whenever you get the text with your group, are always know you're going to be entertained.
Sepp, all the best for the rest of 2025. Maximum respect. We really appreciate your time. Great to hear from you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.